Hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to look at a very interesting application in this video. It's got all sorts of cool stuff going on. For example, let's look at the items. Multiple record components. We've got some search filters going on. Those two fields at the top are search filters and a footer display. And we're also going to use for each loops and some arrow functions. But you know what? First off, let me show you the application. So here's a really cool React app. As you can see, it's got a list of records for sale in the lower half of the window. And at the top, it's got two input fields. These are search fields where you can filter what appears in the table. So let's begin by typing some characters in the anywhere in the product name, BEA. Any record with the letters BEA in it. Beautiful Life, Beatles, Beach Boys. The letters BEA appear somewhere in the product name. Let's back that out and type the same letters, BEA, into the start of the product name. Now there's only one instance, only one record, which is Beautiful Life. BEA begins at the start of the product name. Let's back that out. Draw your attention to the footer where it says items for sale 10. Let's test that out. Let's see the rules that govern that footer. If I put the letter P in, there's 4 items for sale. So anywhere in the product, if the letter P appears, populate the table. Now let's put BEA again, but you'll notice the items for sale is only 3. That's because it deliberately excludes items in red which are out of stock. Back that out. So some interesting stuff going on here in this really cool application. Let's see how it all works. So let's break that application down. These are the React components that are in that application. Everything starting CL, my code for class, is a React component. So we have CL prod table banner. That simply provides, through its render and return, a nice big label that says record collectibles. Then we have CL main, and that wraps both the search bar and the table. Like any application, the place to go look first, I always think, is the application level render. And here's what it looks like in this record collection application. React DOM.render, we've got a couple of items, so we need to wrap them in a div, and it essentially renders 2 React classes. The one at the top, CL prod table, that outputs that big label right across the top, and then CL main. But you'll notice it's also got an inbound property, stroke parameter. The name of the property I've decided to call products, and what I'm actually handing in is an array of all the record items, and the array is called products. And then below that, where would you like me to render all this stuff? All the HTML coming back from both of these React components. And the answer is, go look for an element with an ID called root and render everything there. The product banner could not be simpler. Here's the entire thing. It simply returns a div. The class name is the styling, C_pt banner, product table banner. Look in the CSS file to see what are the characteristics of that particular style. Then a span with the words record collectibles. So to close out this video, let's just have a look at CL main. CL main is the wrapper for both the search bar and the main display table. It also contains the state. Let's have a look at that. It has 2 state items, string filter text and string start of line. Both of them initialized to blank in the constructor function method of the React component CL main. And what are they all about? Whenever a user types characters into either of those search fields, the characters will be stored in the corresponding state field, character by character. So that's why we have 2 state items, one for searching anywhere in the product name and and the other one is for searching at the start of the product name. Now, as I said in the state videos, whenever I think of state, I have to think more than just these individual fields, because we're going to need functions that will be called to update these fields whenever a character is typed, and the functions will have to alter the relevant state item. So there's two things going on there. Number one, we need to declare or bind the functions that are actually going to do the altering of the state values. There they are, handle filter text input and handle start of line. And then item 2 on this slide are the actual functions. Both of them call this.setState, and each of them will alter their corresponding state items. String filter text colon alter text. Where does it get altered text from? Look to the left. It's an inbound parameter to this function. Same with SOL, start of line. It says please call this.state, alter the string state of line and set it to SOL text, which is an inbound parameter to this function. So that's where all the state handling and the functions that are going to alter the state are declared right here in CL main. CL main, remind you, is the wrapper for both the search bar and the product table itself. So when we come back in part 2, we'll go further into the other React components in this application.